Hello everyone and welcome to Crescent Dreams. My name is Andriana, and if you are new here, I make videos relating to witchcraft, tarot readings, spirituality, Reiki, pregnancy, and more. If you are not already subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. If you do subscribe, you'll be entered into my giveaway automatically to win a pair of AirPods. I will be giving those away when I reach 333 subscribers, so I'm super excited to reach my goal so that I can give away those AirPods to one of you. Today's video is going to be all about my second trimester of pregnancy, my symptoms, my cravings, my experience overall, and all of that good stuff. So I'm really excited to share that with you today. If you have already been subscribed, you may have noticed that I did not put out a video last week or the week before. 2 weeks ago, I planned on filming a video about witchy spiritual things that you can do for your birthday because I turned 22. But when I woke up on my birthday, I was extremely sick. I was throwing up a lot. I couldn't keep anything down, food, water, nothing, and I ended up having to go to the hospital. I spent my entire birthday in the hospital getting fluids and sugars and tests, and I ended up having to stay the night as well. Weekend right before that, my boyfriend spent the night in the hospital as well with some stomach issues, so it was a very hectic week, and we both needed time to recover from our trips to the hospital after that, so I wasn't able to get that video posted a couple weeks ago. I'll explain more about that trip to the hospital and everything involving that when I get to that point in my second trimester. So last week I was way too stressed and busy with school and packing and getting everything ready with myself and with the trailer to move from San Diego to Conroe, Texas, which is where I am now. If you watched my last video, which was a Boohoo maternity try-on haul, you would have seen my not very good lighting, not very good background, which was my boyfriend's room. Right now I'm in my trailer and it's not very put together yet at all. We have a ton of moving boxes everywhere. We have some cabinet doors that are still not on. So this is the best that I can do right now, but I wanted to get this video out because this is the video that I had planned for last week, and I don't want to get any more behind on videos, and I really wanted to share my experience with my second trimester. So I will go ahead and now get started talking about that. And I have my notes here and everything so that I don't forget anything. If you watched my 20 weeks pregnant at 21 video, that was obviously several weeks into my second trimester, but now about the same amount of time has passed between the beginning of my second trimester to 20 weeks, from 20 weeks to now at 29 weeks in my third trimester. So you might hear some of the same things that I go over for the beginning part of my second trimester. To recap where I was doing, how I was doing in the beginning part of my second trimester, I was still very sick and very nauseous. But when I reached 20 weeks-ish, I started having a lot better of a time mentally, and I started to feel a little bit better physically, and I had a lot of hope because I felt like, oh, I reached the halfway point. I'm halfway through, I'm halfway there, I got this. And I started to have more energy in my second trimester. I started to exercise more, do more yoga, get out of the house a lot more, and do a lot more for myself. So that was really nice. Some things that I have noted are that I've had a lot of back pain in my second trimester, which I'm really glad that I've been feeling more up to yoga, because yoga really helps with my back. It's always on my left lower back side, which is your sciatic nerve. Something else that I have noted for around 20 to like 22 weeks, and even still now, right before moving from San Diego and moving away from all my friends, it has been really hard watching all of my friends have fun. My Especially staying at my boyfriend's house so much. All of his roommates are around my age. They're young, they're drinking a lot, they're smoking a lot, and just having a blast and doing a lot of things that I cannot participate in right in front of my eyes. And that is by no means their fault at all. They're not pregnant, so they don't have to not do those things. But it can be really difficult when I'm the only person who is left out of some of those activities, and when everyone is just kind of on a very different level than I am. I don't have a lot of friends who are in the same type of situation as I am, or anywhere close to being ready for having a baby, so their mindset and what they are doing right now is just not what I'm doing. So there's a lot of nights where, you know, I'm going to bed early because I'm tired, but everyone else is still up and partying and drinking and whatnot, and so I feel like I'm missing out, or I can't sleep because everyone's being so loud, which again is not any of their faults, but I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like being so young, I just turned 22, so I have been 21 throughout most of my pregnancy, and it's something that I want to talk about because it's really hard when nobody around me is going through the same thing or has been through the same thing ever, and not everyone understands that just because I'm pregnant and I can't do those things doesn't mean that I don't miss doing those things. And, you know, when I see people drinking my favorite drinks, my favorite beer, and having a great time and just being on that different level, it's really hard because I feel like, okay, like I just can't do that. And of course I'm not going to do that. Of course I want to be, you know, the best mom that I can be. I don't know, I feel weird even like saying it because nobody seems to understand that it's difficult, and everyone just says things like, oh, like, you know, it's already been this long, it's only this much left, or, you know, once the baby's out, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah guys, I know, thanks, like I get that, but like I'm allowed to say, dang, I miss beer, like geez, I wish I could have a drink. Like, cause I do sometimes, you know, like I'm not going to, but that doesn't mean that it's not really hard for me to sit there and watch everybody else do it. But again, not their fault. And it's also my fault for putting myself into those situations, but I just want to spend time with my friends. I was just getting ready to move, so I wanted to spend as much time possible with my friends and kind of in the life that I was living before and will never have again. So anyway, my life a year ago was so different than it is now. Not just because I'm pregnant, but because I was using alcohol and using other things as my coping mechanisms for when I was having really hard, difficult times. Right now is a very hard, difficult time with being pregnant, with going to school, with moving halfway across the country. There are so many things going on right now. Although my coping mechanisms were not healthy, those were the coping mechanisms that I used when things got very stressful and very hard. And seeing all of the memories from last year of me doing those crazy fun things and just living a much different life, it's difficult. And I have been, even before I got pregnant, I was working very hard to recover from an eating disorder and to develop more healthy coping mechanisms for my anxiety, for my depression and whatnot. So I have been lucky to be able to take those that I was working on before I got pregnant and use them throughout my pregnancy, but it's still been pretty difficult because, you know, I can't do those things that I used to use to cope. And like I said, I feel really weird talking about it, but it's something that I know for a fact that other people go through, and I wish that more people talked about it because I have felt so alone, and so I'm like getting emotional. I felt really alone about a lot of the things that I've been going through because nobody else around me is going through anything similar. But that's why I wanted to share here, because I know that other people out there go through these things also, and I wanted other people to know that they're not alone, that other people are going through this too, that I'm here if you need to talk to someone about it. And yeah, so here I go with that, but let's move on before I start crying. Okay, so talking about after my 20-week point, 22, 23, 24, 25, I have points in my spiritual journal, my pregnancy journal, going back, where I'm talking about noticing that I'm struggling with eating still, noticing that I am feeling so off. I have written down, that was a direct quote from my journal, not doing too well eating. I've been super congested since basically I found out that I was pregnant. Nothing is like in there. It's not like I have a cold or like I'm sick. It's just like I'm snoring, but all the time. So that has been a great, wonderful thing, and it gets worse when I lay down. So I've been having a super hard time sleeping because I can only really breathe through my mouth while I'm sleeping, and I hate that. And even when I'm standing up sometimes it's pretty bad. So like right now, because I just started crying too, it's even more stuffed up now. But yeah, so I basically for the past couple months, you know, I was feeling really hopeful and starting to feel better and starting to have more energy and whatnot. So I thought things were on the up and up. But then 22 weeks till now, I have points in my journal, like I said, saying I'm struggling with eating, say I'm struggling to not feel very good and whatnot. So many things, like I said in the beginning, with moving and school have been stressful and chaotic. So on top of all of these stressful things, I've just been really struggling with my eating, and I feel like it's because of my eating disorder that I was struggling with before, because of my morning sickness that is just super extreme, which I believe is hyperemesis, but I've not been diagnosed with that because none of my doctors have taken me very seriously. I started noticing all of these different points in my journal about not doing too well, and I could kind of just tell, like, I never really feel 100%. It's been a long time since I've felt like I had a whole day solid of feeling great, or even good, to be honest with you. And I think that what happened on my birthday with needing to go to the hospital was a big giant wake-up call that I was not getting enough. What happened was I was throwing up all morning long, couldn't keep any liquid down, couldn't keep any food down, so I went to the hospital. I stayed there all day getting fluids, getting sugars, getting labs, and being monitored, myself and the baby. They ended up having to keep me overnight because when they went to release me sometime in the afternoon, they took out the IV and were writing up my discharge papers, and I had ordered food and I ate probably one bite of my pancakes and drank just a little bit of water, and I started throwing up uncontrollably again. So they decided that since I wasn't feeling very good, I was not feeling confident to leave the hospital still feeling the same way that I felt when I went in. They had me stick around for a little while longer, and then they ended up having me stay overnight just to monitor the baby and myself some more and make sure that we were okay, get me more fluids. The doctor let me know that I was really low in a lot of things like my iron, my calcium. He said I had a lot of ketones in my urine, which meant that I was starving. So when he said that, I got pretty upset because I just knew. I knew that I wasn't getting enough. I knew that I was struggling to want to eat anything. When I would eat, I would get sick. It was really hard for me because it was my birthday and I was feeling like I was not good enough for my baby, that I was not doing my best, that I was failing at providing for her and for myself already, and she's not even in the world yet, actually out. So it was pretty difficult for me, obviously physically difficult, like clearly, but it was very I didn't know I was gonna cry so much during this video, but it was really hard for me emotionally to hear all of the things that he was saying. But I'm really grateful that I did have to go to the hospital and that I did find out all of this information, because from then until now, I have started taking iron supplements, calcium supplements, I've been taking magnesium, I've been really trying to make sure that I'm getting enough. And because I had to go to the hospital, obviously the people around me knew that something was not going on, or something was going on. So now I have a little bit more support from my family around me to kind of keep me on track, hold me accountable, and make sure that I'm doing good. So although that was not the most fun experience, and especially not on my birthday, I'm grateful that that happened, and I'm grateful to be doing better now. I still don't feel good every morning. I'm very nauseous. I have to eat right when I wake up, and then I have to eat again an hour later and again an hour later. I have to like keep up on my snacks. I have to make sure that I'm getting enough water, and it's just something that's really hard for me because I struggle so much with anxiety around food. But I'm doing a lot better now. So currently I am 29 weeks and I'm in my 3rd trimester. I will definitely be making a video in the next couple months, towards the end of my 3rd trimester, talking more about that. But so far, just being a couple weeks into my 3rd trimester, I have super bad like acid reflux. Things I always feel like they're going to like, that they're right here. Like when I eat, or even when I don't eat, it just feels like something is like coming. I've been getting like weird random hiccupy things. I'm super out of breath a lot. I'm starting to get out of breath since I've been talking for so long now. And another thing is I am all of a sudden very tired all the time again. There will be moments where I just like can't even keep my eyes open. Like I'm fine one minute and then the next I'm like drifting off to sleep, which is making my motivation just wonderful as far as school and unpacking and working and filming and editing and all of these things that I would like to be doing. So I'm trying to be very patient with myself, very loving So my battery died and then I got a phone call, so I have no idea where I left off. To wrap up, I wanted to say again that if you are struggling with any of these things that I have mentioned, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatnot, I am here to talk, and you can follow me on my Instagram, which is linked in the bio. And you can DM me on there and I will probably get back to you a lot quicker, or if it's something that you feel comfortable sharing in the comments for other people to see as well, I can contact you and communicate with you in that way. I definitely want people to know that you are not alone in all of these things that you're going through. If you're going through something that I didn't mention and you'd like to talk to me about that, I'm here for you no matter what. And I hope that this video was fun for you to watch if you are pregnant and you're going through some of these things, or if you were just curious about me and what I'm going through. I hope you enjoy it either way. Like I said, please subscribe to be entered into my giveaway and to see more videos relating to pregnancy if that's what you're interested in. I will be posting a lot more videos relating to witchcraft, tarot, Reiki, spirituality in the coming weeks. Once I'm a little bit more settled, that's what I would like to focus on the most. I just happen to be pregnant right now, so I feel like I'm being called to share my experiences going through this right now. Please let me know if there's anything specific that you guys would like to see from me. I definitely want to film more pick a card readings. I would love to film a tour or something about my trailer and fixing it up. If you can see, we painted all the cabinets white. We redid the flooring in here, so we're renovating it to look a lot more like a tiny home rather than a traditional ugly old trailer. No offense if you have one of those, but I can't stand this wallpaper, the ugly wood and the ugly curtains and blinds. And couches, we ripped the couch out, we ripped the table out and everything. So if you guys would be interested in seeing that, I would love to show you that. If you want to hear more about my move, if you want to see the main house that my parents are living in, because we are living in the backyard in our trailer next to the guest house, which is next to the main house that my parents are living in. So let me know what you'd like to see from me, and yeah, feel free to subscribe, like I said, to be in my giveaway for the AirPods. Like this video if you enjoyed. Comment to let me know what you thought. Comment to let me know if you are going through these things. If you are not, comment to say hi. I don't know. Yeah, I look forward to making another video for you guys to watch next week, and I will see you then. Thank you.